Hello, Rob here from the Flanagan Homestead. Just an update on the campground and the RV pad. We've decided we've closed down our hipcamp listing for the winter. We're not really ready for campers, and there's not going to be that many out here this time of year. Plus, we have a permanent resident now on the RV pad. A young small family moved up there, and they're living on the RV pad, and they plan to stay here indefinitely, so we're going to give them their privacy. We may open up the campground again next summer. They know that this area may be used for other campers, but for the next several months, this is just going to be their place. Obviously, I told them I'm going to be in here and working and whatnot. So there's a couple things that I have to accomplish today. You can see I've got a nice big fire behind me. Some of the brush that's been cleared out now that it's been raining and raining for the last couple weeks and really got wet. The burn ban is off, so we're burning again. I'm doing that, but today one of the things I need to do is make a poor man's gate. I'll talk about that again in a minute, but one other thing that surprised just on bringing someone onto our property, I thought that the Postal Service would automatically deliver to us, and I went into the post office and I said, making sure that I put the mailbox at the exact right height and where they wanted it. And I said, I have people living in an RV. Probably shouldn't have said that. Probably should have said I have people living on my property. But the lady at the counter was very helpful, trying to help me out, figure out where to put the mailbox, because this property has a complete separate address from my home property. But the postmaster was back in an office. I couldn't even see her, but the door was open. She heard me say RV, and she hollered out to the people, unless they have a foundationed structure that's a permanent structure, we will not deliver mail out there. So unfortunately, my new tenants that are going to be living on the property had to buy a post office box in town, which is 8 miles away, to pick up their mail. And they were really good about it. They said, we got to go into town every few days and for stuff anyway, so we'll just pick up our mail. But that was a frustrating thing, and had I just said I had a residence there, it's 7 acres, I've got all the power, water, septic, everything, I thought there'd be no problem getting a mailbox out here, but they won't let us do that, so minor frustration. So here's what I'm talking about, poor man's gate. The people that I bought this property from, or this section of the property from, had big steel posts and the logging equipment, because they logged and replanted and sold to me, but they drove these big steel posts with eyes on it to connect, to lock a chain to it at the front of the property. And you come in that main gate, you turn into what is now my property, and then you turn to the left and go up to what he still owns, more high dollar property up on top of the hill. And and there's not a gate there anymore. He had the gate and I kept it up. We both wanted to keep it up when nobody was living here, but since I have someone living here going in and out all the time, I took down the chain, and so now I don't have the ability to sink in the steel post or the steel post like he has. But when I say poor man's, if you ever rent an excavator, have something, I have stumps laying around, and I'm going to put a pile of stumps, at least this is the plan, on one side of the road going up the other direction, and another pile of stumps up the other side, and find a way to connect the chain and lock the chain around those. Will it be as solid and secure? No, but usually most people, there's nothing up there right now, so people shouldn't be too motivated. But if people come up to a road with a pile of stumps on either side and a chain across, hopefully they'll just turn around and not figure out, I could back up to that, yank the chain down, and yet, roll some stumps off the pile. But I'm assuming most people will leave it alone, and so that's what I'm working on today, along with getting my brush pile done. Had a good start, just took some dry firewood, lit it, stacked up stuff on top of it with the excavator, used the blower to get some air in there until it warmed up, and away we go. This doesn't go anywhere. Well, we've got our stump posts in to hold up the chain, but because it is nice and strong and secure, I could really yank on it, and it's not moving anywhere, so I can pull the chain tight. But because the chain is so heavy and these posts are lower to the ground than the I-beam posts that I had over there, so when I pull on it, you have to pull really hard to get this really heavy chain off the ground very high, and I need people to see it and not want to just try to drive over it. So I'm going to use these posts, but I'm going to go ahead and get some cable that'll pull a little bit more easily, measure it out to the right length and put it around there, and then because cable isn't very highly visible, I'll put some flagging tape around the cable so when people will see it and not inadvertently run into it. So once again, thanks for joining me on the Flanagan Homestead, where Christmas trees are my business, teaching, including horticulture, is my job, and outdoor projects are my passion. I need to run up the hill. I've got reports that people are illegally hunting up there. Gonna go check it out. Hope to see you again soon. Be blessed, everyone.